Hi guys, I'm finally back to do my next character review. Sorry that it's taken me so long. Um, uh, Chris and I have both been really busy with work and school and, now the holidays. But like Chris mentioned in his video, this time we're going to be reviewing Sadeera from the Aladdin TV series, and King Triton from the Little Mermaid franchise. He did his Sadeera video a couple days ago, and I'm here today to do my Triton video. I have to start off by saying that, while I get that Triton, has a harsher personality, and isn't a character for everybody, I've never understood a lot of the complaints that he gets. I mean, yeah, some of them are justified, but, a lot of them don't make any sense to me. And they are, he's mean and abusive to Ariel. He has an irrational fear of humans and stereotypes all humans as evil. He should have researched humans and found out more about them instead of just assuming they were all evil. He never explained to Ariel why he hates humans. He destroyed Ariel's treasures. He's sexist toward Ariel and his other daughters. He forbids Ariel from exploring and leaving the kingdom. His treatment of Ariel forced her to go to Ursula for help and nearly got everyone killed. He has a bad temper. He forces his views on Ariel without listening to what she has to say. He refuses to let anyone in the kingdom sleep until Ariel is home, and even though it's his fault, she ran away. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. He makes his daughters sing about how great he is at the concert. He acts like Eric dying would be no big deal. He's scary, and his development is done poorly. Also, I apologize in advance if this isn't one of my best videos, because, like I said, I haven't done one of these in a while. Starting with the whole, he's mean and abusive to Ariel. How? Yeah, he does yell at her, and he does use his trident to destroy the human things she collected. But I wouldn't really call that so much abusive. For one thing, like I said, I'm a little off my game. While I'm not going to excuse his behavior, and I'm not going to say that he's an ideal parent, you have to take into consideration that Ariel was by no means the ideal child. I'm not saying that she's a bad person, but she did have a habit of disobeying him, and doing things that she was told not to do. And while some of his actions I could see people arguing is, as mean, like the whole destroying her human things. His intent wasn't to be mean, it was to protect her from humans. It's not like he just up and decided, oh, I'm going to destroy Ariel's things for no reason. When I think of abusive relationships, I think of relationships like Harley and Joker from Batman, and yes, I know they're a villain couple, but he's always yelling insults at her and physically beating her and that sort of thing. And when I think of an abusive parent, one of the first ones that comes to mind is actually Linda Fletcher from Phineas and Ferb, because of how she treats Candace. And and yeah, I know she never physically does anything mean to her, but she's always referring to her as crazy or a liar, and never believing her when she tells her that her brothers are up to something. And, like, when the huge thing that her brothers have made have disappeared, and she screams about it, Linda will say, oh, for a second I thought you weren't crazy. But no sane person would scream like that at nothing. To me, that's much more mean-spirited than Triton arguing with Ariel and losing his temper that one time. So, while I could see somebody arguing that particular time was mean of him, and it wasn't, and I'm not going to deny that it wasn't the best way to handle it. It wasn't his intent to be mean. It was his intent to protect her from humans. Sorry, like I said, I'm a bit off my game. Anyway, moving on. He has an irrational fear of humans and stereotypes all humans as evil. Well, while he does stereotype them all as evil, I wouldn't say that his fear of them is irrational. Even if you don't pay attention to the third movie where it's shown that humans killed his wife, he does say, at least he does say, do you think that I want to see my youngest daughter snared by some fish eater's hook? And they're all the same spineless, savage harpooning fish eaters, which to me says that that the only humans he's ever seen were fishermen killing fish, which were as far as he's concerned, his friends. So I'm sure that after seeing humans killing his friends, the fish, that was enough to tell him that humans were dangerous and not to be messed with. And as far as stereotyping all humans as evil, while I don't believe in stereotyping, and I'm not going to say that it was the right thing for him to do, I mean, if you saw some sort of creature, or a group of people, or whatever, a couple of times, even once or twice, killing some of your friends, that would probably be enough to turn you away from them, don't you think? And let you know that they were dangerous. So while I can definitely get the I can definitely get the fear of humans, and while I don't think that the stereotyping is right, I definitely do understand it in his case. He never explained to Ariel why he hates humans. Just because it's never shown him explaining to her on screen why he hates them, that doesn't mean that he never did. It's pretty much implied that he did. And and if you do pay attention to the third movie, even though I'm not a fan of it, if you do pay attention to it, I mean, Ariel pretty much witnessed her mother being killed by humans. So, whether or not you pay attention to that one, whether or not you pay attention to that one, even though he never outright explained to her on screen, it's never said that he didn't. He probably did explain to her at some point why he did. As I said before, he says to her several times, at least twice that I can remember, that they're fish eaters, which means that they eat some of her friends like flounder. So, nice try, but pick a better reason than this to hate him. Moving on. He destroyed Ariel's treasures. Like I mentioned with the first complaint, I'm not going to excuse him from this. That was, that was definitely a poor decision on his part. But you see pretty much immediately afterwards that he regrets what he did and realizes that he was wrong. So while I'm not going to excuse it, I'm also not going to decide to hate him because of it, because he learns his lesson pretty quickly afterwards. And realizes that it wasn't a good decision, and regrets it. Um, and also, it's pretty much the only time when, like I said, it's pretty much the only time when he, especially in the original movie, when he explodes and does something that I would call mean in the original movie. Yeah, there are times in the TV series that he loses his temper, but in the first movie, this is pretty much the only time that I'd say that he did something that was arguably mean to Ariel. He's sexist toward Ariel and his other daughters. Really? How? He's never shown, he's never shown looking down on them, or anything like that. How is he sexist towards them? It's not like he says to them, well, you can't do this because you're a girl, or anything like that. I mean, when I think of sexist characters, the first ones that instantly come to mind to me are, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, who are constantly telling, Webby, you can't do this because you're a girl. You can't help with our lemonade stand because you're a girl. You can't be a superhero because you're a girl. Sorry, I just had to laugh at that. I I mean, yeah, he does yell at Ariel, but I don't think it's just because she's she's a girl. I mean, he's a single father raising seven girls and trying to run a kingdom, so he's going to be frustrated. So I've never gotten this complaint. If somebody could possibly explain it to me, I would definitely appreciate that. Another character that comes to mind when I think of sexist characters is Gaston, who pretty much views women as objects to worship him. Definitely not Triton. Again, nice try, but pick a better reason than this to dislike him. He forbids Ariel from exploring and leaving the kingdom. Well, in the third movie, he did pretty much do that. That's one of the reasons why I dislike the third movie, because it Uh, it took a lot of the characters out of character and had them doing a lot of things that I wouldn't think that they would do. That I wouldn't have thought they would do. And it clashes a lot with the timeline of the TV series. But in the original movie and in the TV series, he's not shown as doing that. I mean, she's always, excuse me, she's definitely shown, she's definitely shown exploring different places in the kingdom and outside the kingdom in both of those. So while it is true in the third movie, it's not true of pretty much anything else that he does in the franchise. And in the television series where his character is explored more, he even he even joins her occasionally in some of her explorations. Sorry, I'm stuttering. In the first movie, his character wasn't explored that much, and he didn't really interact too much with Ariel, unfortunately, except with them arguing a little bit, because the movie was mostly about her, what was mostly about her turning into a human and finding her true love, but in the TV series, his character is explored a little bit more, and and so is their relationship. So, nice try, but pick a better reason than this. It's never stated, nor is it shown that he's forbid her from doing anything like exploring or leaving the kingdom. His treatment of Ariel forced her to go to Ursula for help and nearly got everyone killed. Really? Again, while I'm not going to excuse his behavior, especially that part where he loses his temper and destroys all of her human things, she chose to go to Ursula herself. And I'm gonna say that they're both somewhat at fault. And a a big point of the original movie is that both of them learned their lesson. She learned that it wasn't a smart move to go to the Sea Witch for help, and he learned that he should have listened to his daughter and not blown up like that. So, while he was at fault, he in no way forced her to go to Ursula. And if you're going to hoist the blame on him, you need to remember that she also shares the blame. And so, something that I need to ask you Ariel fans who are foisting the blame on him, why is it that you get mad when people villainize Ariel, yet you villainize Triton like this? Gotcha there, didn't I? Moving on. He forces... sorry, I skipped one. He has a bad temper. Yeah, he does. There's no denying that. But, as I've mentioned many times, he learns that he needs to keep his temper under control and not blow up like that. And, really the only time that he explodes and that his temper is totally out of control, I'd say, is, when he destroys Ariel's human things. And you have to take into consideration when he does that he basically, that he basically found out that she just saved someone who, to him, is a total monster, and, very threatening to him. So, while I'm not going to excuse that, it is understandable to me why it happened. I mean, I can think of characters that have much, much, much worse tempers than he does. I mean, what one that comes to mind right away is, Beast. He's definitely got a worse temper than Triton. Yeah, he does get it under control, but he's definitely got a worse temper. Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, there are a lot of characters that have worse tempers than Triton does. And yeah, I know, he does lose his temper sometimes during the television series, but that was supposed to take place before the original movie. It was a prequel. So, the point is that he was supposed to have learned to have gotten his temper under control in the original, and you could tell that he was trying to work on it in the TV series. Like in that in that episode, I forget what it's called, where Ariel brings home a human magnifying glass, and he's like, if you ever bring another human thing in here, I'll and throws it out the window and zaps it. And then she swims away crying, and he immediately feels sad and starts working on an apology for her. Anyway, moving on. He forces his views on Ariel without listening to what she has to say. Yeah, he pretty much does, but again, he's supposed to have realized that that wasn't right of him. If you watch the end of the movie, he's sitting there in the water, looking at her, looking at Eric, and is talking to Sebastian. She really does love him, doesn't she? Doesn't she, Sebastian? Well, it's like I always say, Your Majesty. Children need to be free to lead their own lives. Well, then I guess there's just one problem left. How much I'm going to miss her. So he's definitely supposed to have realized that Ariel isn't a little kid anymore, and is grown up enough to lead her own life without him being a helicopter parent and trying to force his views on her. So while I sorry, for some reason the video recorder that I was using quit working, so I had to turn it off and go to YouTube. Sorry for doing that in the middle of my video. Anyway, while I can get that complaint to an extent, I think that people do need to take into consideration the fact that a big point of it is that he develops and grows out of it. Anyway, moving on. He refuses to let anyone in his kingdom sleep until Ariel is home, even though it's his fault she ran away. Well, that could be just a figure of speech that he wanted everybody on top of looking for her. But excuse me. But also you have to even if he did truly mean it, you have to take into consideration that he just lost his daughter and wants to know that she's safe as quickly as possible. I guess I can see why it bugs people a little bit, but I mean, if you had just lost a child and had no idea where they were, you would probably want as many people looking for them as you possibly could. And since he is the king, he has authority to to say that that everybody in the kingdom should be looking for her. He makes his daughters sing about how great he is at the concert. Well, it's never said that he made them. Yeah, they do they do sing about how great he is, but it's never said that it was his idea. I mean, for all we know, it could have been uh it could have been um Sebastian's idea um to make himself look good by honoring the king or something like that. Um, so, yeah, I mean, if it had been stated that, if it had been outright stated that, that it was his idea to do it, uh, then it would bother me more, but, it's never really said whose idea it was and why it was done or anything. So, blaming him for something that was never established is a really weak uh, is a really weak reason to dislike him, and not really valid in my opinion. Nice try, but pick a better reason. He acts like Eric dying would be no big deal. Well, as I've said many times in this review, um, to him, humans are basically monsters. Even if you don't, even if you don't take the third movie into account and basically ignore it, um, uh, as he stated twice in the original movie, humans are fish eaters, and fish are his friends. So to him, humans are basically monsters that eat his that eat his friends. Um, if I mean if there was a type of creature that you knew about, and all you knew about them were that they killed and ate and ate your friends, um, you wouldn't be that concerned if one of them died, would you? Again, nice try, but pick a better reason. And his development was done poorly. Really? Because I always thought that it was done well. I mean, it probably isn't the best character development. For one thing, the movie isn't focusing on him. It's focusing on Ariel, but I mean, if you watch him throughout the movie, first he's upset at Ariel that she missed the concert, and they argue about it. Then he wonders if he was too hard on her, and when Sebastian tells him that he wasn't, he sends Sebastian to keep an eye on her. Then when Sebastian finds out that she saved a human and fell in love with him, and blurts it out to Triton, Triton comes and discovers all of Ariel's human treasures, and loses his temper and blows them up. Then then he immediately feels bad about it. And then when Ariel runs away from home, he feels even worse because he knows that it was at least partially his fault. And then when Ariel comes back home with Ursula, after she didn't fulfill her end of the bargain with the contract, Triton signs his name to it, and gives up himself for his daughter, and then finally at the end, he realizes that Ariel is a big enough girl to lead her own life. So to me, it was done really well. But like I said, he wasn't the protagonist of the movie, or even the lead hero, even the lead male of the movie. So there wasn't really a lot of time to develop him. But I think it was done really well for the short period of time that he was in there. And especially if you watch the television series and the sequel, he has a lot of character development going on in those also. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about the complaints. Personally, I've always loved Triton. He's probably my second favorite character in the Little Mermaid franchise, after Ursula, of course. But it's probably oh, whoops! I skipped over one of the complaints. Like I said, I'm not on top of my. Like I said, I'm not on top of my game this time. The last one is he's scary. I've been over this complaint several times. He was supposed to be intimidating. I think that he was supposed to be intimidating and look somewhat threatening, especially in that scene where he destroys Ariel's human things. So I guess I can see why some kids found him scary. I think Chris even said that he found him scary. But as I've mentioned before, it's a good thing to let your child out of their comfort zone and face their fears, especially with something like cartoon characters. And if you still find him scary as an adult, well, I don't really know what to say except that he's a cartoon character, and he's not going to hurt you. Anyway, that's now the end of the complaints. I'm sorry for losing track. Again, personally, I've always loved Triton. He's my second favorite character from the Little Mermaid franchise after Ursula. I guess it shouldn't be that surprising that I love him, since, well, I have a thing for grumpy, complex characters that have harsher personalities. Especially grumpy old men. The link to Chris's video will be in the description box below. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye, and see you next time.